Welcome back, my friends, to Jesse's Storytime Spectacular. It's Jesse. What's up? Love you guys. Got an original story for you. Something wholesome for the whole fam, you know what I mean? Something great. Because you were in middle school once, alright? So you guys know what I'm talking about when I say the hot dog girl, okay? Everybody at the lunch table talked about it at one point because you were going through bizarre puberty and thinking that all of these bizarre things are funny, whatever. But still, it happened to you, happened to everybody. Everybody's heard this story about taking a hot dog and some girl, it's usually she's alone, but I'll get to that. And she's playful and I can use specific words here on YouTube, so I'm just gonna call this her private parts, her bird hole. I have a running joke with a friend about that. It's her bird hole, baby. Anyway, the whole point is that she gets a hot dog stuck in her bird hole. Unfortunately. She has to go to the hospital, deal with it, deal with the embarrassment. There's a couple, you know, variations of it, but my usual one was the pretty generalized version is, you know, girl gets a little freaky, plays around a little too much, enjoys that hot dog a little too much, and, uh-oh. But what I wanted to say is when I just Googled this, just to be like, is anybody else just completely ridiculous at how crazy and hilarious these things came up as like, you know, just all the different versions people would tell me. Like, I would get really, really bizarre versions where like, I don't know, something about how like afterward it doesn't really get like if it does get stuck, they get it out in full and then put it in the freezer and make it look new, and then her brother eats it. Excuse my language, YouTube, but yeah, uh, kind of makes me want to vomit. But that's one version which I found on this bizarre Google search. But let me back up for a second, all right? The basic one that they give me is that it's a party and the girl's really drunk and she's wasted, so we got a smashly, you know what I mean? We got a good smashly going. And all the love for all the smashies out there. You know I love you. But Smashy gets a little too excited. You know what I'm saying? She plays with that frozen hot dog after nobody at the party was really trying to get freaky, freaky. Maybe she dropped some, freaky pills or something. I don't know. But girl was just going wild and needing something, so there wasn't no cucumber in the fridge, so she found a high frozen hot dog. See if that might do that trick for her, you know what I mean? Basic. She gets taken to the hospital, have it removed, and is quite embarrassed. Was there generalized perfect version of whatever. I so I'm just gonna keep going because this site had a lot of good ones. All right, had a lot of good information. So, contrary to the basic version that I just gave you, they do a footnote here to say that she is not usually uh, at a party, and there's most versions are actually she's alone and as you know, has to go tell mom and dad and everything. You know. So let's see. Uh, this one was pretty. I was, on the floor just like, what the heck? But in the most vulgar of versions, our hot dog girl, our little smasher here, she decides to play with the frozen hot dog, as the usual thing goes. But there's a twist, a little break, and something got half of it got stuck in there and nobody can get it out. Nobody can do nothing. Her friends even try to help. There's like Vaseline jars around going and shit for like everybody trying to like dig up in that thing. I don't know what kind of freaky bear trap she's got going on in that thing, but bird hole, baby. Bird hole. Anyway, she's often characterized as stuck up and naughty, who routinely turns dates down. Like she's gonna be like, nah, fam, up on like, some Chad who's like king of the school and he's like a dumb fuck, but he's all about his Amanda. You know what I mean? It's all about that smashing. I recovered the brother one, so that's like three or whatever. You know, this would be there's a couple variations like in place of the hot dog they have like something about a Coke bottle, which I found kind of interesting because I'm sure they're referring to like, a glass Coke bottle or something. So that would be pretty harsh. And I'd be like, damn girl, I'm sorry, but that thing just got shattered. Apparently, this whole thing goes back to some bullying shit about like I don't know boys spreading rumors in public schools in the '60s. I don't know. There's some bullshit about it, but it goes on, and it's mostly just like slop fake history. That's just like hyping this whole thing up, making it look like it's more than it was. But you know what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's nothing, but we are addressing it. You know, the scum of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Alright. So, let's see. Yeah, that's pretty much it. You know, some kind of, random bullshit about it in school or whatever, you know. And then, yeah, I had like some Scream memes, like, yeah, Scream, guess it's got so just, I don't know why that's there, but, it was somehow part of the slideshow, so it made it, and I'm counting it, okay? But Smashley, thank you for being our Smashley for this story, and I'm gonna go ahead and give my story of what I put together when I was, a youngin' and coming up with all the crazy, stupid, random versions of the story. So, here's mine. Alright? We got our Smashley. She's gonna put that hot dog, like, way up there. Alright. And it like slips out of our control and just goes like disappears into the vast bizarreness of a bird hole, you know. So basically, yeah, sorry that took me a second, but I was trying to reword myself so that YouTube won't mess me up because I knew what I was about to say was a little too vulgar and mean and I don't know, not comfortable for YouTube. So sorry about that. Sorry about the little pause there. Yeah, but my version, it slips up there, and then she's home alone, but her parents are coming back in like an hour. She's had like a home alone night, that's like important to like, you know, sixth, seventh graders where they just get like a chance of privacy and like get to do things that like their parents generally don't want them to do, like, I don't know, eat all over the couch and like, I don't know, whatever, drink or eat food that they're not supposed to. I don't know. Just whatever middle schoolers do. I don't. Maybe some lean. I don't know. It just ain't my deal. I don't know what it was. I usually just really watch a lot of shitty TV as a kid. It's cool. So my hot dog girl in my story slips up. She's home alone. Parents are coming home in an hour, and she's like, all right, do I ask for help or can I deal with this myself? And she's like, trying all these little things to get it out. I'm like, I don't know. Then she starts with like, all right, I just can't grab it myself. I just can't. So she's like, all right, I'm gonna like detox it out. So she eats like a whole bottle of like that, like, niacin, B vitamin shit that's like burns your cells and shit. So that like your test will be all weird and inconsistent for a P test or whatever. I don't know. It's some weird shit. Like, but Smashy would know. I mean, one day I gotta get a Smashy up on this up on this little setup here, give him a little interview. But I just want you to know we're moving into 2024 with some smashly content. All right, that's what I'm talking about. Smashly. I love you, Smashy. That's what's up, girl. Nah, it's coming down to the wire. Parents are coming home in like 10 minutes. She can't get it up. Alright. She's like trying the supplements and like trying to like cough and like get it out and stuff somehow naturally. I don't know. Whatever. Some people would have probably said, Jesse, you're missing a mini rake that she put up there, but she's not a raker yet, and we're not there yet, okay? So, our Smashy wasn't a raker this time, okay? But maybe a toothpick and, like, I don't know, some styluses and stuff to try to like, see if it'll spit it back out. But we both know that it went too far and that ain't gonna happen without some sort of force. I don't know if we're gonna need some tongs or something in here, like, I don't know, some kitchen tongs, like some shit that you'd be flipping chicken on and stuff. I don't know, man, but I don't know what smash you could dig it out of, but she ran to mom and dad and she had to just tell them. She had to tell them straight up. Mom, dad, I got a hot dog stuck in there in my birdo. I need to go to the hospital. I'm getting sick. This hot dog's eating me alive now. But, just imagine your response to your parents on that shit. That'd be fucking just nuts to, you know. Yeah, in my version, she goes ahead and accepts the help. She goes to the hospital and shit, right? So the hospital is obviously like, what do you do? And she's like, well, it's like getting kind of freaky and like, frozen hot dog. Y'all know what I mean. Y'all know the legend, but I'm just airing it. And I'm a journalist, alright? So, like, I just want to be heard. Smashing needs to be understood, too. I don't think I'm hating on no Smashing, but Hot Dog Girl, Smashing, she gets out the hospital. They got it out of her. They had to use some sort of vacuum. I don't know. Maybe they should have used like that extension from a Hoover vacuum or something, or like a mini vac thing that you buy that's like $5 from like the retail stores at like Black Friday and shit. I don't know, but it's I don't know what kind of over the hedge kind of shit's going on down there. So it's just smash this thing. So I just don't know. But her bird hole took a beating, you know? She couldn't walk right for a few days and shit while she was like, going to school. All the kids are asking what happened because it ended up in like the school paper. I don't know, because one of the music teacher thought it'd be funny. And then he got fired, but it was like, who cares about him? He was like, Mr. Kawasaki, like, whatever. And he was right. Like, it was so weird. She was so racist. Ugh, that smash right there. Ugh. Things she would say to me, man. Things she would say to me. But in my world, she gets out the hospital. All right? And yes, she's embarrassed. They're all asking what happened. And she's like, you know what, guys? Check it. And there's like a 50-person crowd, like, in the hallway. Like, principal can't even get past all these fat ass kids and shit. I don't know. Kids these days are crazy too. They might just like, pull out a gardening knife and cut you. Just be like, I don't know. She's like, I solved the puzzle. I don't know. It's some just goofy shit, but it. She had to deal with the embarrassment, but she ended up just taking off her skirt and taking off her underwear and showing everybody that bird hole. And although it was all mangled and nasty, she had gotten a small tattoo, a very small tattoo, of a hot dog with a smiley face saying, I was here. And that's my story. That's my really helpful, meaningful story that I want everyone to learn lessons from. I want Smashy to be the kind of girl that, redeems herself and shit. I mean, she doesn't have to give up her smashy ways. I would never ask her to give up what she is, okay? What she loves. Because I love Smashing. Smash is cool, alright? Y'all should love some Smashy. Yeah, I love some story time up in here. And like and subscribe and shit, you know what I'm saying? So, I'm gonna hop out of here because that's the legend of the hot dog girl. As I'm gonna leave it. And, you know, next time you talk to mom and dad and like you get like a really embarrassing thing that happens and stuff, you gotta tell them in like the waiting room about the hot dog girl story. So they can be like, at least it wasn't like something that bad. And they're like, sitting there with like three toes and shit. And they're like, uh, beaten up at some NFL rally or something. I don't know, dude. Those people are crazy too. Alright. But the kids are worse, alright? They're probably coming around with the Barney knives and little Hello Kitty knives and shit. And like, I mean, Cocomelon's like a mother. He be cutting Cocomelons just like, swords and, throwing knives and crazy ninja versions and whatnot, and like cows. How does he just morph into a cow? Come on, Cocomelon. Like, what's up with this? I tried to understand you. Mainly, just imagine getting the hot dog stuck up in that bird hole. You know? It's a Dateline exclusive. This is a journalist here at Jesse's Storytime. Spectacular. Damn, I gotta quit smoking. And yeah, she got a hot dog stuck in her mouth. Radio silence.